Yeah, another day of protest action here in Washington, D.C. At the Department of Health behind me, demonstrators gathered earlier to protest against what could be hundreds of redundancies and potential funding cuts for the National Institutes of Health. That's after President Donald Trump instructed the NIH to reduce its budget due to what he calls wasteful spending. Last year, the NIH did hand out grants of up to $35 billion, a huge amount of money, of course, but the scientific community say that cuts of up to 15% of that could be devastating for the sort of critical research that we're seeing into cancer treatments or pandemic prevention. That life-saving effort also putting the United States at the forefront of biomedical research, competing often with the likes of China. The latest is that 22 state attorneys have tried to bring this battle to court to try to legally stop, pause, prevent the Trump administration's health changes, and that has so far been upheld by a judge who has temporarily paused the latest moves. But this is just one part of the administration's health blitz. For example, the newly confirmed Health Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., announcing a series of cuts to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. He, a vaccine critic, a conspiracy theorist, wants to, in his words, make America healthy again. This is just one part of a more widespread effort to overhaul the federal government as we know it. And it is Elon Musk, the billionaire businessman, the unelected advisor to Donald Trump, who is leading that charge. And next up in his crosshairs is the Department of Defense. There could be hundreds of redundancies there. The Pentagon, of course, the largest government department, eyes too for his Department of Government Efficiency on the Federal Aviation Administration. There are being cuts at that department, even though there had been a spate of plane crashes, fatal plane crashes, across the United States recently. And then there's this, the Agriculture Department say they are trying to rehire some individuals that they just recently fired, trying to bring them back in because they were leading the federal government's response to the outbreak of avian flu. This is not, by the way, something that is just affecting workers here in the nation's capital. About 80% of the departments where employees are impacted are happening all across the rest of the country. Elon Musk is defending his cost-cutting agenda. He says that this is about trying to restore democracy in the face of bureaucracy, and he claims that his Doge team is being transparent, putting out all the data, and that may very well be true. But some keen-eyed social media users have spotted that some of that data is incorrect. One contract to the tune of $8 billion, says Doge, actually turned out to be more like 8 million. 3 zeros off the end. Benji Hire, CGTN, Washington.